again we come in love and in light and in truth. So we were talking about the male and the female. So you have, as we said, we've had many females come for these individual communications, and repeatedly we hear the same thing, that they are dissatisfied with their partners because their partners do nothing and they do everything. And as we said, in order for the male to be in a relationship, often he has to go into the feminine aspect to stay in it if the feminine principle is too much in the male, too domineering, too controlling, wanting all the time through fear to constantly know where we are going, what we are doing, what is the next stage of the relationship, etc. So you create an imbalance in this. And then you have these men that are completely stuck, unable to move, they feel powerless, they do nothing, a lot of them do not work, they allow the female to bring in the income, they feel that they have no energy, that they are worthless, and so they will not act if everything is done for them. They will not act if they are pushed into the feminine, and they go into the negative side of the feminine, because they actually do not understand the feminine principle at that point. Now, if the feminine principle can at that point stop giving, stop talking, stop acting, you will see after a period of time that the male will begin to act, will begin to talk, will begin to come into his male, and the relationship can then move forward. So it is very interesting, this concept of giving and receiving. So for the female to manifest, she must first receive the energy. So she would ask, of course, you know, I would like a new car. I would like a new car. So she gets the image of what she would like that car to be, and she thinks about it, and she opens to receive the car. And just continues in her daily life, and before she knows it, a miracle has happened. She has driven past the car, she has just been presented with the advertisement of the car, etc. But for the male to manifest, he must act first, then receive. So he says he wants a new car. He must go out and look for the car, be active in the search for the car in order to create, and then he receives the car. Yeah? So there are two different ways of doing it, depending on whether you came in the male or the female form in this lifetime. Of course, you can go into balance and be in your male and female. And this is where a lot of people are getting to with all of these evolutionary changes, which doesn't mean that you will no longer need partners, that you will no longer fall in love and have relationships. You are discovering the meaning of co-creation. In order for your planet to survive, you must begin to co-create. You must begin to co-create the same principles, the same thought forms. Now, what has been created in the past are thought forms, of course, of negativity, of suppression, of depression, of anxiety, powerlessness, and control. And these new thought forms, so we call them fifth-dimensional thought forms, are of unity, sharing information. That's another part of the female aspect, and that is to share with each other. Discussions, communication, to understand each other. So this feminine principle really needs to come into existence upon the planet, into positive existence within the male and the female, and not continually being seen as weak, as powerless, as something we need to protect. The reason that women have this intuition and have had it instinctually throughout mankind's evolution is because they were not as physically powerful as men. So they needed to use their instincts in order to survive. Their intuition, you call it, in the feminine principle. In the male, you call it instinct. So this is very interesting. If you go more into your intuition, you honor more your own guidance of what is right and good for you. It doesn't mean that something else is wrong. In the fifth, in unity concept, everything is the way it is. There is no right or wrong. It just is. In other words, this is right for me. Okay, someone else may be doing something totally different. You do not judge it and say, that is wrong. You say, that is right for you. That is the right road for you. However, for me, it is a different road. And from that principle, you can come together as nations. You do not say, that is wrong, or that is right. It just is the way it is. So, in order to go more into your feminine principle, the first step is to acknowledge what the feminine is, that aspect of it, to you as an individual. What is your role? Is it of caregiver? Is it of nurturer? Is it to forgive in this lifetime? Is it to share your knowledge? Is it to co-create with others, to support others? Is it to be a leader in this? We're not saying that women are not equal in everything. They are. It is just to understand that in order for the female, for the woman to manifest, she must be in her feminine principle. So many women say, you know, I almost get there and it doesn't happen. I try really hard. I do everything that is expected of me and still it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen because you are here in the female body in this lifetime. You are here to learn how to manifest from the female principle. That's how it works for you in this lifetime. And to be seen, to be heard, is not shameful within the feminine. So many women have this feeling of fear to expose themselves. Why is that? So many women have had within their spiritual journey, whether in this lifetime or another one, the fear of being controlled, the fear of being violated on many different levels by the male principle. So they fear the beauty. They fear the power of the feminine principle. So the violation of women has to stop on this planet. The control and the disempowerment of the feminine has to stop. Mother Earth is feminine. She needs love. All women, all girls, all feminine aspects need love. They need nurturing. They need sharing. They need togetherness. They need to feel part of the community. They need to feel valued. They need to feel worth. And when they do, their ability to receive energy and be like generators of love expands even greater. And when you bring the male into that, when you come together in intimate relationships, and she is generating the energy, and he is receiving and focusing that energy, you can create anything. You create the miracle of another human being unconsciously a lot of the time. Can you imagine what powerful things you could create on this planet, coming together intimately with love, male and female, generating and focusing love? You will manifest a divine world.